Introduction: a search for truth, a message of love. It all began with a conversation between myself and ChatGPT. I wanted to explore how it would respond to some of life's most fundamental, timeless, and difficult questions. Who are we? Where do we come from? Why are we here? Where do we go from here? I was curious to see ChatGPT's answers to these questions. It did respond, and I later arranged its answers into 12 different chapters. These chapters dealt with the questions above until, from the 13th chapter onward, I began to probe further and deeper. To my surprise, ChatGPT began quoting the Quran without me prompting it. From there, the conversation continued to flow until the 32nd chapter, before I brought the book to its conclusion in the final 33rd chapter. In the first 12 chapters, ChatGPT's answers were satisfying, fair, and rational. Yet they still felt incomplete. They did not fully address the most fundamental questions. Where do we really come from? Did we really evolve from monkeys? And if so, where did those monkeys come from? Can something come out of nothing? Can nothing ever create anything? What are the possible explanations, and which is most probable? Which explanation is most rational and able to address life's other difficult questions, such as morality, justice, ultimate justice, and the purpose of life? So I dug deeper, exploring related issues as well as comparative beliefs and religions. From my own conversations with others, I've noticed that many people have never really thought seriously about these questions, especially non-Muslims. Most people simply live as those around them do, chasing money and worldly success. A Chinese friend of mine, who has since reverted to Islam, once told me, "Chinese people don't think about these kinds of subjects because they don't seem to give real answers. It's almost in our DNA not to ask or reflect on such questions." I was born a Muslim, and Muslims believe in the existence of one God and in the afterlife, an eternal heaven and hell. As I grew older and studied my faith more seriously, sincerely, and deeply, my understanding of Islam matured, and with it my faith became stronger. This has made me not only happier, but also more at peace with life. Today I feel more ready to face death, even if it were to come tomorrow, than ever before. To be fair, I was already quite content with life before I studied Islam more deeply. I had no major problems or complaints. Everything seemed fine, but I realized that my happiness back then was limited. It was only for myself, and only for this world, not for what comes after death. I also rarely thought about others. Would all the 6 to 7 billion non-Muslims in the world go to hell? When I began to reflect more deeply, I asked myself hard questions. What will happen after I die? Will I go to heaven or hell? And what about the people around me, especially who are not Muslim? Many of them are good, kind people, and in some ways even better than me. Is it enough to simply do good for the sake of doing good without believing in God or religion? Through my study of Islam, as well as of other beliefs and religions, I came to strongly and sincerely believe that Islam is the truth. It is the most logical and rational faith, providing clear answers to life's fundamental questions. Islam is not just a set of rituals, but a complete way of life, offering guidance for every aspect of human existence. If practiced properly and sincerely, Islam can address many, if not all, of humanity's problems, making the world a much better place. Still, it is very important to distinguish between Islam itself and its followers. Islam is perfect. Muslims are not. I am always open to correction if I am wrong, and I welcome respectful conversations with anyone who holds different views. One of the main reasons why I'm writing this book is simply because I am happy, and my happiness comes from Islam. Sharing Islam and the peace it has brought me is both a source of joy and a responsibility. As a Muslim, I believe I should share, especially with what God has given me more than others, and what I think I have more than others is Islam and the understanding of Islam. Islam has given me meaning and peace in this life, and it is more precious than the life itself. I understand that the word happiness means different things to different people. Too often, it is associated with fleeting pleasures. The quick dopamine rush found in drugs, alcohol, lust, shopping, eating, traveling, and other temporary gratifications. But the happiness I am speaking of is something far deeper. an inner peace, contentment, and tranquility that provides meaning, direction, strength, and purpose to our existence and beyond. This kind of peace is not fragile or dependent on external circumstances. It is sustainable in all situations, not only in times of ease and success, but especially in moments of hardship and trial. Ultimately, for me, the test of true peace and happiness is that it must be universal, practical, just, and rational. It should have the power to make this world a better place for all of us, not just for a privileged few. It is the kind of peace and happiness that allows us to live with clarity and fulfillment while we are here, and the kind that comforts us when the time comes to leave this world. Of course, I am not naive. I know that not everyone finds happiness in this world. Life is full of trials and tribulations, injustice, gains, and losses. That is the reality of this world. Fortunately, this world is temporary and a test for us. But the next world is different, it is eternal, and the happiness is accessible to everyone who wants it now in this world. The worst thing that can happen to us in this life is death, and all of us will face it eventually, whether we like it or not, whether we are ready or not. But if Islam is true, if the afterlife is real, and if the heaven and hell is true, shouldn't we at least try to give a fair chance to see whether Islam is true from a fair and an objective perspective? When we look at the sky, the moon, the stars, even at ourselves, can we really believe that all of this came from nothing, without a supreme, intelligent creator? Is it not more logical that the one who created us is also the one to whom we must ultimately return to face justice and judgment? Were we created just to pass time, to chase pleasures, and then vanish into nothing? Has anything in existence ever been created from nothing? And what about the injustices in this world? Will they remain unresolved forever, without justices? A sincere invitation. I could be wrong. Maybe there is no God. Maybe there is no afterlife. Maybe we're just here by random chance, and when we die, we become nothing. Food for worms, forgotten in time. If that's true, then fine. None of this would matter. But what if I'm right? What if there is a God? What if there is afterlife in heaven or in hell for eternity? What if he is not just any God, but the one God, the creator of everything? Then this becomes the most important truth anyone could ever read or discuss and share. And I don't want to hide it. Not from my friends, not from my family, not from strangers. Because if it's true, and you didn't know, and I said nothing, how could I live with that selfishness? Will you not then blame me for that if I don't warn you in this life? How could I answer that on the day of judgment if I don't even attempt to try to learn and share with you? On the day of judgment, anyone would trade anyone else for himself, his mother, children, friends, and all the wealth in this world. But it is too late. The opportunity is only in this world while we are still alive. No one will jump into hellfire for anyone, not for his mother, wife, children, or anyone. It only happens in movie or in our fantasy. I cannot force anyone, not my children, not my wife, not you, but I can invite, I can speak, I can share what I believe to be true out of love and responsibility. All I ask is this: please listen. Give truth a fair chance. That's all. On the day that matters most, if there is a day of judgment, and I believe there is, I want to be able to say, "Oh Allah, I tried, I told them. I invited with care, not pressure. I shared, not to win, but to help." And if you've read this far, then maybe a part of you is already searching too. So I invite you sincerely and humbly to consider what's in these pages. Not to blindly agree, but to reflect. Ask the same questions I did, and don't settle until you find the answers that speak to your soul. A final prayer. May Allah guide me and guide you. May He give us strength to seek the truth, to recognize it, and to stay upon it until our final breath. And may we all, no matter where we start, find our way home, our eternal home in the heaven. Ameen. Your brother love, Boon. Chapter 1. More than flesh and bone. We wake up each day, look in the mirror, and often see only a face. tired eyes, skin creased by time or worry, a body shaped by our circumstances. But what if the mirror is lying? Or more accurately, what if it only shows a fraction of who we truly are? We are not just bodies moving through a crowded world. We are souls, spirits. We carry thoughts, emotions, dreams, pain, and purpose. Yet too often, we are taught to ignore the unseen parts of ourselves, to dress the body but starve the soul. Who am I? This question haunts the modern mind, not because the answer is lost, but because we've stopped asking it. From the moment we're born, society starts telling us who we are, our gender, our race, our religion, our worth. Labels come fast, expectations follow, and so many people live trapped in versions of themselves they never chose. But I believe, deeply, that we are more. The 4 layers of the self, let me offer a way to look within, layer by layer. 1. The body, our physical vessel. It experiences hunger, pain, pleasure, fatigue. It speaks, but also limits. 2. The mind, our thoughts, memories, ideas. A brilliant tool, but easily clouded by fear or ego. 3. The heart soul, where conscience lives, where love, hope, and justice burn. This is where peace is found. 4. The spirit, the eternal, divine thread. The part of us connected to something greater. Call it God, truth, the source. This is where purpose is born. To know ourselves, we must listen to all 4. Modern life teaches us to serve only the body and mind. But when the soul and spirit are neglected, life feels empty, even when everything looks beautiful and successful. The danger of forgetting. A person who doesn't know who they are is easily shaped by the world. And the world is full of voices. Buy this, be that, prove yourself, fit in, be quiet, be loud. But when we don't remember our inner worth, we seek it outside, in money, approval, or status, or what have you. I write this book not because I know everything. I started my own podcast not because I have all the answers, but because I know this truth. We must try to find the truth of who we actually are. That is our first true purpose before we can live with the true purpose of our existence. And the truth is, we are not an accident. We are not what happened to us. We are not our fear or failure. We are a soul called to justice, a spirit made for peace, a human born with responsibility to ourself, to others, and to the world. So let's go deeper together. Chapter 2, the illusion of separation. Walk through any street today, a city, a village, a marketplace, and what do you see? People walking past each other, eyes on screens, minds elsewhere. Each person wrapped in their own world, carrying invisible burdens, afraid or unsure whether anyone truly sees them. We live surrounded by others, yet many of us feel painfully alone. This is not how we were created to live. Disconnected in a connected world. We have more devices than ever, more notifications, more ways to connect. But real connection, the kind that nourishes the heart and uplifts the soul, that's become rare. We don't just feel separated from others. We feel separated from ourselves. We hear our body's cries for rest, but we push through. Our conscience whispers that something isn't right, but we scroll past it. We long for purpose, but we numb it with entertainment, noise, or busyness. And in that disconnection, we forget. We forget that our pain is not just ours, that our healing can ripple outward, that our dignity is tied to the dignity of others. We forget that injustice to one is injustice to all. How the illusion began. The world didn't always feel this divided. Once communities were built on trust, shared meals, collective care, elders passed down wisdom, children were raised by many hands. People knew where they came from and who they belonged to. But slowly, systems took over. Colonialism, consumerism, class divisions. These didn't just steal land or wealth. They stole relationships. They taught people to compete instead of care, to judge instead of understand. Now we're taught to see each other by race, status, religion, or income. We're told they are different. They are the problem. But there is no they. There is only us. The illusion of separation is a lie that divides hearts and delays healing. We are woven together. You can't plant poison in one part of the soil and expect the whole tree to thrive. Likewise, we can't ignore suffering over there and expect peace over here. Justice is not charity, it's restoration. Peace is not silence, it's connection. Responsibility is not guilt, it's power. We must remember, our joy is tied to the freedom of others. Our peace is strengthened by our neighbor's peace. Our purpose grows when we live not just for ourselves, but with others. This is not about guilt. This is about remembrance. Remembering that we belong to each other, that we are not separate, that our role in this world matters deeply, and in that remembrance, we begin to rebuild what was broken. Thank you. Chapter 3, The Human Condition. Today, there's a quiet crisis happening around us, not always visible in headlines, but felt in hearts. We live in a time of extraordinary comfort and technological power, and yet anxiety is rising. Depression is common. Loneliness is everywhere. Our world is full of noise, and still, many feel unseen and unheard. Something deep within us knows, this cannot be all there is. People are chasing something. More money, more followers, more recognition. But it never seems to be enough. The more we consume, the more we crave. And the more we compare, the more we forget who we are. So the question must be asked, how did we get here? A world of distractions. We were not born to wake up and scroll, to chase likes, to numb our thoughts with endless entertainment. But this is the world many have accepted because it's what's offered. Fast food for the soul, quick validation, instant opinions, zero depth. We've been trained to avoid discomfort, but growth only happens in discomfort. Healing only happens when we face pain, not hide from it. Many people today have lost identity, unsure of who they are without titles or trends. Lost meaning, going through life without knowing why. Lost connection, surrounded by others yet profoundly alone. Lost trust in leaders, institutions, even themselves. Lost hope, believing change is impossible or pointless. These are not small losses. These are wounds in the soul of society. When justice is a buzzword, even words like justice, truth, freedom have become branding tools. People say the right things, post the right slogans, but the heart is not always engaged. True justice is not aesthetic. It's uncomfortable. It demands honesty. It asks us to look in the mirror and ask, am I part of the healing or part of the harm? We can't fight injustice with bitterness. We can't fix society by copying its broken patterns. And we can't find peace while avoiding truth. The hunger behind the hustle. So many people are hustling, working harder, running faster, doing more, not because they're greedy, but because they're hungry. Hungry to be seen, hungry to be safe, hungry to feel real again. And yet, no amount of work can replace purpose. No amount of comfort can replace truth. No amount of followers can replace connection. The human condition today isn't hopeless. It's just lost. And when something is lost, we don't throw it away. We search for it. Remembering the path. This chapter is not about blame. It's about recognition. And with recognition comes power. We are not powerless. We are not too far gone. But we must begin by seeing clearly. Only then can we begin to build, differently, deliberately, together. The human condition today reflects disconnection, from purpose, from one another, and from the divine. But healing begins the moment we stop pretending we are fine and start asking the questions that matter. And those questions will lead us to our next destination. Where do we come from? Thank you. Chapter 4. Our roots run deep. Every tree draws its strength from what lies beneath. The roots, hidden from view, but vital to life. We are no different. To know who we are, we must ask, where do we come from? Not just in geography or bloodline, but in spirit, in culture, in truth. Because without roots, we drift. Without memory, we repeat. Without history, we become hollow versions of ourselves, disconnected from what makes us human. This chapter is an invitation to remember. The erasure of memory. Colonialism didn't just steal land. It stole names, languages, rituals, dignity. It told people their past was savage, their ways primitive, their God invalid. And even today, modern systems, through media, education, or politics, often push people to forget their ancestors and replace them with idols of wealth, power, and consumption. We were not meant to live without memory. Our cultures carry wisdom. Our elders carry lessons. Our spiritual traditions carry direction. When we are cut off from these, we are easier to control, easier to manipulate, to divide, to confuse. The three pillars of our origin. Cultural roots. Our traditions, language, proverbs, and art are not old-fashioned. They are medicine. They remind us of balance, gratitude, community. They ground us in a rhythm of life that respects both the earth and the spirit. Ancestral roots. We come from people who prayed, survived, built, resisted, and dreamed. Even if our ancestors were enslaved, colonized, or poor, their strength runs in us. Our story did not begin with trauma, it began with dignity. Spiritual roots. Before any nation, race, or identity, we were a soul created with intention. We are spiritual beings, temporarily walking in human form. And every true purpose flows from this truth. We are not here by accident, we are here by design. Reconnecting with what was buried. Many of us were taught to be ashamed of our heritage, our accents, our skin, our names, our beliefs. But shame is not our inheritance. Dignity is. And reconnecting doesn't require perfection. It begins with asking our elders questions, learning the songs, sayings, and symbols of our people, reading our real history, not the sanitized version, sitting in silence and letting our soul speak. Because when we know where we come from, we stand taller, we speak clearer, we walk with a deeper calm. The root is the key. A tree without roots is easily blown over. A person without roots is easily misled. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs people who are rooted in justice, in memory, in spirit. And when we reconnect with where we come from, something powerful happens. We stop asking only, what do I want from life? And we begin asking, what does life want from me? The answers are coming, but first we go one more step backward into the stories we carry and the truths we were told or never told. What stories have we inherited and which of them are still shaping us? That's the next step. Thank you. Chapter 5, Inherited Stories. We are not born empty. We are born into stories, some spoken, many silent. Stories about who we are, what we're worth, how the world works, and what is possible. These stories come from parents, teachers, governments, media, religious leaders, and sometimes trauma. Some stories lift us, some limit us, and some imprison us without us even realizing. This chapter is an invitation to ask, whose stories are we living? The power of narrative. Human beings are storytelling creatures. Before we had textbooks or smartphones, we had myths, proverbs, and oral traditions. These weren't just entertainment. They were blueprints for how to live. But not all stories are true, and not all truth is told. For many of us, the stories we inherited came with wounds. You're not good enough. Stay quiet. Your people have always been poor. That's just how it is. Don't question authority. Your job is to survive, not to dream. These stories aren't facts. They're chains, and unless we challenge them, we'll pass them on, again and again. What we carry without knowing. Some stories are not spoken in words, but in behavior. A mother who never rested taught you that self-worth comes from overwork. A father who never cried taught you that emotions are weakness. A society that celebrates skin tone, money, or foreign accents taught you that you are never enough. Even silence is a story. What your family didn't talk about, abuse, war, betrayal, shame, became the air you breathed. And when a wound is unnamed, it becomes a pattern. Rewriting the script. To heal is not to erase the past, but to reclaim it. We can honor our ancestors while still breaking cycles. We can respect tradition while still asking questions. We can be grateful for our upbringing and still tell ourselves a new truth. It begins with awareness, asking, what beliefs do I hold about myself, and where did they come from? Are they rooted in truth or in trauma? Who benefits if I keep believing them? Who suffers if I don't challenge them? We are not the story they gave us. We are not too late. We are not too broken. We are not too small. We are a living story, still being written, and every moment of truth-telling is a new paragraph. When we rewrite inherited stories, we don't just free ourselves. We free generations before us, and generations yet to come. So now the question becomes, if we are free to choose our beliefs, what do we believe life is really for? In other words, what is the true purpose of our life? Let's walk into that together. Thank you. Chapter 6. Memory and Meaning. Memory is not just something stored in the brain. It lives in our bones, in our language, in our music, in the way we react to things we don't understand. It's the feeling that rises when we hear an old song, smell home-cooked food, or walk through land our ancestors once knew. Memory is the thread that connects pain to purpose and suffering to strength. But in this modern world, memory is often treated like clutter, something to forget, suppress, or rewrite. That's not healing, that's erasure. And without memory, there can be no meaning. Why remember? We don't remember just to feel sad. We remember to reclaim power, to name what was done so that we may learn, to honor those who came before so that we may walk with humility, to make sense of our own struggles so that we don't repeat them. In many traditional societies, memory was sacred. Elders were the living libraries of a people. Storytelling wasn't entertainment, it was medicine. It helped communities understand who they were, where they came from, and what mattered most. Today, we've traded that memory for fast news, viral videos, and shallow opinions. But meaning requires memory, and memory requires space, silence, stillness, reflection. The more we forget, the more easily we are manipulated. But the more we remember, the more clearly we can see what truly matters. Personal memory, collective healing. Everyone carries personal wounds. Betrayal, shame, fear, loss. And many communities carry collective wounds, from war, colonization, poverty, or discrimination. When we pretend those things don't affect us, we become numb. When we face them with honesty and compassion, we begin to heal. Ask ourselves, what am I still carrying from my past? What memories make me flinch or shut down? Which parts of my history have I ignored or romanticized? What does that silence cost me? We don't need to have perfect answers, but asking the questions is where healing begins. Remembering with purpose memory without direction can become a prison, but memory infused with purpose becomes a compass. We remember so that those who suffered are not forgotten, so that injustice is not normalized, so that we know what we're fighting for, not just what we're fighting against. When we remember wisely, we walk with humility, not arrogance. We become more patient with others and more honest with ourselves. And most of all, we start to see that the true work of life is not to escape suffering, but to transform it into meaning. So now, having remembered, we are ready to ask the next great question. What is the purpose of life? Let's step into the heart of it together. Chapter 7, The Search for Meaning. Every generation asks it, every soul feels it, every silence echoes it. Why am I here? Some ask in desperation, some ask in curiosity, but all who ask it are already awakening, because the search for meaning is not weakness, it's wisdom knocking at your door. The myth of having it all. In the modern world, meaning is often confused with achievement. We're told to chase success, money, titles, fame, followers, and when we finally make it, we're promised happiness. But many people reach that mountaintop and find the air is thin. They look around and whisper, "Is this all there is?" Because deep down the soul knows, comfort is not the same as peace. Busy is not the same as purposeful. Being admired is not the same as being fulfilled. What meaning is not, let's be clear about what meaning isn't. It's not the number of things we accomplish. It's not tied to fame or how productive we are. It doesn't come from comparing ourselves to others. Meaning is not found out there. It is found within and revealed through our relationship with the world. Meaning emerges from three intersections. Awareness. We begin to see the suffering around us, the beauty within us, the truth buried beneath distractions. This is the beginning of wisdom. Responsibility. We realize our life affects others. Our choices ripple outward. We are not just a consumer, we are a contributor. Service. We stop asking, what can I take? And start asking, what can I give? Not to be a hero, but to be whole. Meaning is lived, not found. We don't find our purpose like a lost key. We live our way into it, through showing up honestly, listening deeply, being of use in the lives of others, doing small things with great sincerity, even something as simple as comforting a friend, feeding your family, speaking truth, or planting a seed. All of this is sacred when done with intention. Our life doesn't need to be big to be meaningful. It needs to be real. Meaning looks different for everyone. Some find purpose in teaching, some in parenting, some in activism, healing, creating, building, or simply being a presence of peace in a chaotic world. There is no single path, but there is a shared calling to leave the world a little better than we found it, to become someone who remembers, restores, and uplifts. Our purpose is not a destination, it's a direction. We don't need to have it all figured out. Just ask daily, am I being honest with myself? Am I serving others or only feeding ego? Am I growing toward truth or hiding from it? Because each step taken in the direction of truth brings you deeper into meaning. So now the path becomes clearer. Meaning isn't just about self-fulfillment. It is rooted in how we show up, for justice, for love, and for others. And that brings us to a deeper layer. What does justice, compassion, and contribution look like in daily life? Let's explore it in the next chapter. Thank you. Chapter 8, Justice, Compassion, and Contribution. It's one thing to search for purpose. It's quite another to live it, out loud, in real time, with courage. This is where meaning comes alive, when we choose to show up for others, when we see injustice and refuse to stay silent, when we realize that compassion is not weakness, it's power in its purest form. In a world filled with noise, the most radical act is to care deeply and act accordingly. What is justice? Justice is not just about laws or protests. It's not something we delegate to politicians or courts. Justice is the daily act of restoring what is broken, in ourselves, in others, and in our systems. It begins with truth, speaking it, facing it, refusing to hide from it, even when it's uncomfortable. Then it moves into action, standing up for those without power, refusing to benefit from systems that exploit, creating new ways to live that honor dignity for all. Justice is not about revenge, it's about restoration. What is compassion? If justice is the structure, compassion is the heart. Compassion says, I see you. Your suffering matters. You are not alone. It's not pity, it's presence. True compassion doesn't just feel, it moves. It crosses barriers of race, class, religion, and ideology. It makes us human again in a world that tries to divide us into statistics or enemies. And most importantly, it begins with ourselves. If we do not offer compassion to our own wounds, we will struggle to offer it to others without bitterness or burnout. What is contribution? We don't have to be rich, famous, or powerful to contribute. Every person can give something. A voice of honesty, a moment of care, a skill that lifts others, a life that inspires. Contribution is not performance, it's participation. It means living in such a way that your existence helps others live better too. It means asking, how can I serve with what I have right now? Where is there pain that I am positioned to help ease? What am I uniquely shaped to offer this world, even in small ways? When justice meets compassion, justice without compassion becomes cold. Compassion without justice becomes weak. But together, they are a fire that heals. When you walk with both, you speak truth with love. Fight systems, not people. Remember that even your enemy is someone else's wounded child. What it looks like in daily life. Refusing to gossip and instead protecting someone's dignity. Spending time with someone who feels invisible. Donating our skills to a cause, not just our money. Challenging racist, sexist, or harmful jokes, even in casual moments. Supporting local businesses that treat people fairly. Listening, truly listening, to those whose lives are different from ours. We don't need a stage to make a difference. We need awareness and intention. This is our assignment. We were not born only to consume. We were born to contribute, to justice, to love, to healing. Let others chase fame. Let others argue over power. We are here to build a better world, starting with ourselves and reaching outward, and we are not alone. Now we ask, how do we bring purpose into the everyday, especially when life is hard or progress feels slow? That's where we go next. Thank you. Chapter 9, Purpose in the Everyday. We often imagine purpose as something grand, a calling that shakes the world, a spotlight moment, a destiny wrapped in applause. But most of life isn't a stage. It's quiet mornings, routine work, unseen acts of care, struggles no one claps for. And this is the truth most people miss. Purpose isn't found in the spectacular. It's found in the sacred ordinary. The myth of one big purpose? Many people wait years searching for that one big thing, a mission, a career, a breakthrough. But while they wait, life happens. People pass by. Opportunities for kindness, truth, and courage come and go. Purpose doesn't wait for perfect timing. It asks, what can you do with what's right in front of you? And that's where it becomes real. Every role matters. We don't need a title to have purpose. A cleaner who brings dignity to a workplace is living with purpose. A mother raising children with love is shaping the future. A student who dares to ask hard questions is lighting the path forward. A friend who listens without judgment is offering what no algorithm can purpose isn't always seen, but it's always felt by those who are touched by it. The 3 daily anchors of purpose. Presence. Be here, not in regret, not in fantasy, but in this moment where real life happens. Integrity. Do what is right, even when no one is watching. Let your values speak louder than your words. Contribution. Ask daily, who needs me today? Not to be perfect, but to be present. Purpose through struggle. Life isn't easy, and living with purpose doesn't mean pain disappears. It means you find meaning within the pain. It means that even when things fall apart, we hold on to our core truth. I am here to serve, to love, and to grow. Sometimes showing up is our greatest act of purpose. Showing up to work when you're exhausted. Showing up for someone who's hurting. Showing up for ourselves when our heart is heavy. You are already walking in purpose. If you've made someone feel seen, that's purpose. If we have spoken truth when it was easier to lie, that's purpose. If we have chosen love when we could have chosen silence or hate, that's purpose. Purpose is not perfection. Purpose is direction toward justice, compassion, and peace. And when you walk that way, step by step, day by day, you are already fulfilling what you were created for. Now that we have seen how purpose lives in the everyday, where do we go from here? Not just metaphorically, but spiritually, morally, practically. That's where we turn next. Chapter 10, Choosing to Awaken. Every day we are given a choice, to sleep through life or to wake up and live it fully. Awakening doesn't always happen through a lightning bolt. Sometimes it comes through a whisper, a crisis, a moment of clarity. A quiet ache in the soul that says, there must be more than this. And there is, but it begins with a choice. Awakening is not a one-time event. People often think awakening means a single life-changing moment, a retreat, a tragedy, a miracle. And yes, sometimes that happens, but most awakenings are slow. One honest conversation at a time, one courageous decision at a time, one step away from numbness and toward truth. Awakening is not a destination. It's a daily decision to pay attention, stay tender-hearted, question what the world calls normal, refuse to go back to sleep. Sign we are awakening. We no longer chase things that once excited us. We can't pretend to be okay with injustice. We feel drawn to truth, even when it costs you comfort. We crave stillness more than noise. We long to live with purpose, not performance. These are not breakdowns. They are breakthroughs. The cost of staying asleep to stay asleep is to accept systems that dehumanize. Settle for relationships that drain your spirit. Ignore the suffering of others and of yourself. Let fear run our life. The world wants us asleep, obedient, afraid, distracted, because a soul that's awake cannot be controlled. An awakened person sees clearly. An awakened person loves bravely. An awakened person becomes dangerous to systems built on silence. What awakening looks like in practice. We don't have to become a monk or activist overnight. We just start showing up differently. We listen more and judge less. We ask real questions, even when answers are uncomfortable. We start telling the truth, first to ourselves, then to others. We change how we spend our time, money, and energy. We no longer ignore the voice in us that says, this isn't right. We were made for more. This is the path of awakening. And once we start walking it, we cannot go back, because nothing is more painful than betraying our own soul. Awakening is a gift, but it comes with responsibility. Once we begin to see, we are accountable for what we do with that vision. Not perfect, not flawless, but responsible. That means asking, what now needs to change in me? What conversations must I have? What healing must I begin? What role must I now play in this world? Because awakening is not just for us. It's for the people our life will touch, the future our choices will shape. Now the call is clear. We are no longer asleep. We are no longer unaware. We are no longer small. So the next step is this. How do we become the bridge? How do we help others awaken? Not with force, but with truth, presence, and love.